Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon, ma'am.
Sir, can we start the session, sir?
Yeah, sure.
Yes. Good afternoon to all. It's my pleasure to welcome our Dean, Dr. Sargunu ma'am, and our head of the department, Dr. Judy Justin ma'am. Welcome, ma'am. I welcome our chief guest, Dr. Ramkam C., Associate Professor in Biomedical Engineering at NGP Institute of Technology, Coimbatore. Welcome, sir. I welcome our faculty members from BMIE department and I welcome all the participants to the session. Now hand over this session to Sharon.
A very good afternoon to one and all present here. It's my immense pleasure to introduce the chief guest of the day, Dr. Ram Kumar C., Associate Professor in Biomedical Engineering at NGP Institute of Technology, Coimbatore. He has 10 years of teaching experience and has several publications in national and international levels, and also runs sponsored research at PhD Guidance. He received Best Academic Research Award from ASDF Global Awards 2016 held at Michigan, USA. I also received Best Assistant Professor Award from Pearl Foundations for the category of Science and Technology. He received a grant of 5 lakh for funding project from Indian Institute of Management, Bangalore for the product development, and also generated around 6 lakh from AICT for the scheme of Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas along with National Skill Development Corporation for the course of Medical Equipment Technician for the financial year of 2016 to 17. Thank you. Now I hand over the session to you, sir. Sir, you can take over the
Yeah,
session.
thank you, ma'am. Thank you for the nice introduction. Is it audible, ma'am? Hello. Is it audible, ma'am?
Yes, sir. You're audible.
Yeah. I will share the screen now. So, first of all, I would like to say my sincere thanks to Avinashilingam University for arranging this type of event during the pandemic situation. And main theme is they are focusing on the research issues and what the innovation they need as a current scenario deals about. Because as a engineer graduates or as a employee, we need to understand what are the research issues currently going on and how the healthcare industry is performing whenever the need of research issues or whenever the need of society people or whenever the need of the current environmental changes, behavioral changes, they are adapting towards the healthcare industry. So that's the theme we are going to see today. How the research culture has been cultivated, and from that how the innovations has been taken part in this type of theme. So that's what we have going to see about. Before entering into the slide, I need to, as it is after a heavy lunch, you might be attending this session. So you have to understand how innovations comes out, whether idea is converted into innovation or it is a industry relevant project or is it a societal needs. Like that, so many questions arise. Why I need to be an innovative engineer? What is the payback when I do some of the innovations? Like that, you have so many questions behind this. So that's what we are going to deal the session about. Because innovation is not a single step of process. It is a combination or it is a developmental project. You have to develop your theme into an innovation. You have to develop your values. You have to develop your ideas, promote your ideas to the current society. That's what we deal about. Because as a innovative engineers, the healthcare industry is doing a lot of roles in the current scenario, because they are identifying N95 masks, they are doing the sanitizers, they are designing fabricated issues, biofabricated plants or implantable organs. Like that, they started doing so many research areas has been focusing in the current scenario. So that's a major theme. Whenever you are taking some of the research issues, you have to provide the solution. Identifying a problem can be do by n number of people. After identifying the problem, you have to give you appropriate solutions. Then only your success rate will be higher. Then only your ideas will be validated. Your ideas will be promoted in the industrial needs. Because Atal and ACT has identified so many thrust areas recently. But healthcare is the permanent industry where always the thrust areas belongs to. If you are doing some of the projects in electrical, they are implementing their project in healthcare industry. So many ECE peoples are implementing their idea in the healthcare industry, like lung tumor, liver cancer, brain tumor, like that. So many medical images they are collecting and doing their innovation. That's what that theme belongs to, because that's the current scenario usually deals with. So many projects or proposals has been identified, analyzed, and implemented in the current scenario. So, my dear friends, let me go into the presentation about how the research and innovations has been cultivated in the current scenario. Yeah, is it audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, sorry for the delay. Hope is it visible for everyone.
It's clear, sir.
Yeah, thank you. So today's session is purely based on the research and innovation in healthcare. How it is going to produce the impact of research and innovation in healthcare. So how ideas has been generated, how the innovations has been identified. So always good ideas can only be converted into an innovation. How, what is the difference between good idea and a bad idea? Is it anything like that? Is idea itself makes the sense of good, right? So it means about a good ideas comes from, because as idea generation, we have to think about society, we have to think more professionalism, we have to clear the ethical committee, like that. As a human being, you have to be in the diversified field, and you have to think in that sense. Then only your ideas can be converted into an innovation. Always your idea should be more focused towards the innovation culture, because when your ideas has been well focused, when your ideas has been well justified, then automatically your idea can be converted into innovation. How can I get the idea? Whenever there is a need for a human being, then always ideas has been generated. You will feel that my mobile phone has need to be this future in my mobile phone, then automatically you will get some idea. Why not we can design like this? Why not washing machine should be like this? What is how the waste can be generated? What is the medical waste can be reused? How biomedical waste can be managed, like that? Whatever the things, you make it as a useless thing, always make it to a useful thing by converting your ideas and innovations towards that sector. So whenever you feel bored or you feel lazy, always most of the brilliant ideas has come from that one. You feel bored on the time your dad or mom usually says some work, kindly do this work, like that. All then you feel more lazy, you feel more bored, and then automatically you start thinking, why not we can do like this? Like that, always the innovation starts from. And innovation usually has 7 process. First one is idea. You have to make the idea into a process, because you may get lot of ideas. If I ask, tell the useful idea that needed for the Coimbatore society, as we are running towards a smart city project, give me few ideas, like that. I have asked to you people, all the people starts typing in the chat box. I can build a greeny environment in Coimbatore. I will make a solar plant energy system. I will make a zero accident free zone in Coimbatore. I will make a automated parking vehicle system in Coimbatore. I will make a uh, clinical sector in this Ganga hospital nearby, or something like that. I will make a wonderful innovation ICT tools in the education sector. Like that, so many ideas you started by. But after ideas has to be converted into innovation, you need to have some process. Because how will you achieve this? You told you can make it as a solar system for the entire panel. What will be the thing if it is in a rainy season? Whether it will be working, or what is the alternate source, like that you have to think about the process. Thousands of ideas has been converted into a process. Among that, only very few are converted into an innovation. Only 100 ideas, from the 100 ideas, only one or two can be a best innovation in the society. So my dear friend, so whenever you get idea, you need to be a process, and you have to show some prototype development. Always your idea should be an inspiration for others. If you told, I am going to do a solar powered bicycle, then everyone say, yeah, yeah, this and all very known to everyone. Yeah, it is not feasible for Indian culture. It is not a good thing for an Indian culture, like that they told. Whenever you say some innovations, you say some ideas, it should be more inspiration. They they started asking you, can you tell it briefly, can you explain this in detail, can you have any demo version for this, if you have any video, kindly show me the video, like that they have to ask to you, right? So that's what the inspiration belongs to, that's what the theme usually address to. Clear? So how the development process, how the vision and the growth of your values has been to the environmental society, or it should be a more creativity and the visionary growth towards the innovation. So whenever you are developing some growth to the society, it should be more creativity, it should be more flexibility, you have to think like that, right? You have to be in line with the vision, what you are going to achieve, what the theme you are going to project, like that. So that's what the major theme we are addressing, that's what the values we are going to produce. So how can I do this type of process, how can I do this type of values? Whenever you started doing some innovation, there should be a value to seek your problems. There are so many problems in the real time society. If you take a bike from Sai Baba Colony and traveling to Metupalayam for another 2 to 3 hours, you go very slowly, then you find so many problems in the society. Wherever you are crossing, you started searching the problems. After you finding some of the problems, you need to provide the solution to this type of problem. You need to address some of the values to you this type of problem, and you have to make it as a design, how it can be solved, how it can be evaluated, how it can be reproduced, like that. After that, you have to do some experiments. Just saying an idea doesn't make a value. You need to do some of the experiment, conduct more experiment to the solution, and without any try or without making any additional values, you don't go into your innovation things. So you have to do it repeatedly, you have to evaluate, you have to learn from that, and you have to adapt to the current society. That's what the current scenario deals about. Clear? So you have to make the values very clearly, you have to be adjust to the values, you have to be adjusted to the activities, you have to make make yourself an operational one. So what society thinks, always a innovative scientist, that to be a different, they will think in a different way, and they can choose their own way, how I am going to travel, how I can achieve the same thing in a different way, how I can address some of the values to their real real solutions, because as a scientist they have to provide a solutions. So always you feel to that to be a different one. So always you make the current society to think about the way how we are going to approach, think what are the values we can able to address, and you have to be always innovators to be different. Don't bother about the final things. You have to be always different to your own belongings, and then only you can make yourself a proudable one. So always innovations leads to an improvement, because your single innovations cannot be a successful one. You have to make them improve, 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 and finally the final version alone can be a successful in one in the society. You have to make more modifications. You have to be more innovations. You have to be enhance your innovations, and always you need to improve your innovation. Then only finally your innovation can sustain in the society. A person who identified a x-ray machine cannot be a successful one, because he might be successful in one for another 4 to 5 years only. After that, they in the same group has identified the ultrasound scanner. The same group has identified so many innovative measures towards the healthcare industry. So you need to improve your innovation to make them in the real time society. So what are the hesitations you will get whenever there is an innovation? Why don't we innovate? Always every human being says we don't have any time. I am fully jam packed. I am writing assignment. I am writing manual. I am writing observation. I am writing record. If I am a faculty, I have to take notes. I have to write the materials. I have to prepare the material. I have to give special notes to the special students. Like that, always we say there is no time at all. But an innovators usually find the time. They allocate their time apart from their academics. Even they don't study for their subjects. They study for 2 to 3 hours only. After that, most of the time they spend on their own innovation. And second one, we don't want to take any risk. Who is the third party who going to give this much of money to me? If I am working in a company, my boss will won't like this type of activity. Even if I completed this type of innovation, he will get this idea and tell that this is my idea, and he is the person who worked along with me, like that. So manager won't allow me to bring this type of innovations, like that. So many hesitations will be there. So always your innovations to be in the innovation trends. What is the technology trends rightly going on? Is this right now? There are so many belongings. That's what I usually say. You work towards the healthcare, you work towards the IoT, you work towards the AI and the ML, because nowadays artificial intelligence along with healthcare industry playing a vital role, playing a huge roles behind this. And so many things has been developing nowadays, and we have to work on them, because nowadays Instagram and Twitter are more famous. So you have to work along with that, because even still you are holding the Facebook or some other older version, then you can't able to sustain in the society. WhatsApp has making so many features. They are improving their innovations, then only still they are sustaining in the group. There are so many secondary apps has been come like Telegram. So many things have came, but no one can able to replace the thing what the WhatsApp is given, right? So that's what I have told in the previous one. Innovation is always equal to the improvement. Without improvement, your innovation cannot sustain in the real time. So these are the some innovations that change the world drastically. No one think about the smartphone. As faculties here, they strongly believe this. So many things has been changed nowadays. So coming to our title, what are the research issues in the healthcare? How it has been trending nowadays? What are the changes they have made, like that? Because in earlier days, they are patient-centered, to make the changes to diseases-centered, right? We are treating the patient as a customer nowadays. Each and every patient, we are taking care, utmost care. What are the alternate medicine? If you go home, you have to take care of this. You have to come for the surveillance. You have to be in monitoring. You have to take the apparatus values regularly. You have to take the corona diagnosis kit. You have to be like that. So many things we are doing for them, right? Nowadays, we are proactive, preventive wellness care. In previous days, they are illness care. What are the diseases came? They are taken care of that only. But as nowadays, they are finding the alternate solutions too. For this type of disease, you will get this type of attack also. Your lung gets attacked automatically. It attacks your kidney also. So we are taking care of the measures to both the things, like that. Nowadays, we are treating the patient as a customer, as I have already told, because we have shared all the decision making. Whether we can do operation or we can cure it via medicine. If you are taking medicine, it will take for another 6 months. If you go for operation, it will take another 5 days to be recovered. Like that, we are sharing all the decision making to the patient, because nowadays, including if you are doing operation for a gynecologist or a pediatrician, we are taking the suggestions we have to the patient itself, whether we can go for this. Even pits may come if it gets delayed, like that. So we are sharing all the decisions and systematic thinking. Even if you are searching in the internet, it will give them why this type of medicine is being used. The same value has been interrupted. This type of values has been measured. So that's what the innovations has been given. So innovation in healthcare. There are top 7 innovations to improve the healthcare outcomes. You have to be adjusted to the 7 innovation to improve your healthcare outcomes. This is a 3D printing devices. First one is, why do we need 3D printing devices? First thing is very much low cost and highly customized medical technology, because 3D printing, even you can replace the bio artificial organ. You can make some of the 3D printing of your human heart, and you can able to replace the 3D printed devices along with that. So that's the most important innovation sectors in healthcare. After that, immunotherapy, where you can increase the treatments for the cancer patients, because you have to be more accurate, you have to be more reliable to the cancer patient. They are the sole customers for you. They are going to take a long journey with the concerned hospitals. You have to give the treatment accordingly. And third one is next generation sequencing, because there are so many risk management has came nowadays. You have to be it might be generation to generation passing devices. So you have to think in that way. As a healthcare, we have to think on that way to give you remedial measures and give the preventions to this type of devices. And fourth one is artificial intelligence. Right now, all the projects has been done in artificial intelligence, because it gives more accuracy. More number of resource utilization is much more lower. The operations or the values performed by the humans is very much less. The task can be performed automatically. Nowadays, robo restaurant has came. Robots are started doing the surgery. Robots are taking care as a nurse station. Robots are serving the medicines to the patients. Robot has taken care of so many things with the help of artificial intelligence. And as a patient, we feel more secure when robot is doing some of the things, because they are giving the prototype, they are giving the coding to the robot, and it is doing the correct mechanism, like that. And fifth one is virtual reality. Most of the symposium, the students are doing the virtual reality. They are making the visualization of the environment. They are doing the changes in inside the patients, how it is safe here, how it is convenient to the patients, like sorry, like that. And this one is biosensors and trackers, because so many sensors has placed inside the body, like measuring the bp, measuring the values from the sweat sensors, measuring the heart rate, measuring the pumping values, measuring the fitness tracker, how much your elbow has been bent, how much angle deviation has been came. Because if you take so many sports, they started saying the angle gets injured, because I have fit the tracker machine inside your body, and the wearable jackets will give the value that how much stress are you in right now. This automatically leads to the heart diseases or heart attack, like that. And seventh one is point of care diagnostic. There should be a time to time checking of values, like how it gives the value, how it changes the environment, how it changes the body value, how the body mass index has been calculated, how much calories you have burned, like that. The point of care to be taken, and the diagnosis of the treatment from a physician office or inside the ambulance has to be taken care. So how these seven innovations has been handled? It is handled by three medical technologies. One is, you have to find the optical sense like biopsy or something to reduce the cost of the values. And second one is electronic aspirin, which it deals the implantable values, nervous systems, and it is mainly towards like you might get a headache, or there are so many diseases relevant to that. And third one is needle free. Everyone we say about the needle free diabetes care, because taking a blood samples or affecting your body, or it may leads to some other alternate skin cells gets affected, like that. So nowadays the third innovation is needle free diabetes care. So major innovations in healthcare to maintain you as a human being, as a healthcare industry, you need to maintain so much accuracy in this. Because if you get some of the values in the ultrasound scanner like 34.7, doctor will prescribe some medicine. If you get 34.2, then they will give some other alternate medicine for that. You have to give 100% of accuracy to your values. So only we always do calibrations, as every hospitals having 2 to 3 biomedical engineers, because you need to calibrate the devices daily or once in a 3 days. If you are not calibrating the dialysis machine, what it will happen? You have to do the calibrations regularly. That's more important thing, because with the reference value only what the biomedical engineer is giving, the with the reference value only doctor is prescribing the medicine. So that's more important. If you given the hemoglobin count as 7.6 instead of 8.4, you are not doing the calibration, then automatically the doctor prescribe take 2 insulin packets and admit in the hospital. The concerned nurse will give 2 packets of insulin to you, like that they will start prescribing. If it is 8.4, he will give some medicines, or he will give some food habitats, like have this type of vegetables, this type of non-vegetarian in your food. Automatically it will increase the hemoglobin count, like that. The values has been identified. So as a biomedical engineer, we need to address the values, address the things, how much calibration we have to do, what are the error mechanism can be adjusted, like that. So coming to the things, what are the major innovation in healthcare industry? First one is IoT. In the IoT, there is a special version called IOMT, Internet of Medical Things. It purely depends upon our own environment. Second one is patient engagement technology. Third one is hybrid insulin delivery system. Fourth one is big data analytics. And the final one is diabetes monitoring. So these are the 5 major innovation in healthcare industry to maintain the accuracy in quality and efficiency. What is the impact of digital innovation trends in healthcare? Nowadays, HCL, Indigen, like that, so many companies has been working towards the regulatory affairs, regulations and policies driven and threaten innovations. Because as a healthcare, we need to clear the ethical committee, whoever it may be. You have to clear the ethical committee by not giving money, because the ethical clearance make a more sense towards the process of regulations and policies driven. I have worked with this type of ethical clearance committee for my DST project called capsule based endoscopy. In the year of 2000 something around 16, I have designed that project. Nearly takes me 2.5 months to make the ethical clearance committee to install in the hospital, because they are more sensible towards the human beings. Your prototype should not affect any of the human beings, and it should not be a failure mechanism after 1 or 2 months or years. So the regulations and policies are very much stringent, and whenever there is a need, I have to go and address this type of regulatory bodies. And the second one is patient generated data, because as a digital innovation nowadays, if you started searching your data only in particular hospital alone, you are collecting your data. Suppose if you are admitted in a hospital where you went into some of the accident, you may not be able to address what are the issues you are having. You might have some pits, or you might have some recent surgery in the same hand. You may fix the plate inside your body, what the accident currently you have got. Same plate has been fixed in the right hand. Again, your hand has broken. So the doctor should have your previous history records. But now only they started doing some of the EHR values to the current society. Now, if you are admitted in Ganga Hospital, the same operation has done in earlier Ganga Hospital alone, you will get the same data. If you are admitted in some other hospital, your data won't be retrieved back. So only they started doing so many things on the electronic health records, where the patient data has been generated and collected. And the third one is a mobile health. How much values can be calculated? It should be automatically displayed in my mobile. What is my energy at morning 9 o'clock? What is my energy at 11 o'clock? What is my energy at 2 o'clock? What is my energy after having breakfast, before having breakfast, before having snacks time? Like that, the mobile health has plays a vital role, because all the applications has been implemented in the mobile nowadays, and you are measuring so many values in this type of mobile values. Clear? So fourth one is biochain health ecosystem, and the fifth one is empathetic health interfaces, because you are doing interfacing your applications with all the scenarios. You are doing some of the uh, healthcare applications and connecting the math or MATLAB into your real-time society. You are collecting some of the data and making the data into some of the values. Like that, you are measuring so many things, and you are making the values in the sense of digital innovations. That's what. And coming into the research issues, as I have already told, innovation always leads to an improvement. Innovation always leads to be a safety precaution. Innovations always needs to be a current society needs, because if you do some of the innovation and society doesn't need that, then what is the thing you are going to create some of the innovation? No one is ready to accept your innovations, right? So you have to make the innovation what the current society needs, what the current society expects, what the current society able to justify your innovations. That's what the theme, that's what the value usually addresses. You have to be in that mind. You have to be in that value. So coming to some of the innovation in healthcare industry in the real-time society, there is a prototype which is designed earlier called as a Robo Nurse. This type of nurse can be taken care of patient. They will act as a medical machine. It is a programmed one. Whatever the coding you are giving, it will act accordingly. The order of the treatment and the procedure, giving the food habitats, taking care of their health, uh, taking the values like that. The values has been adjusted, and it has a multifunctional hands like a palms, which we are designing with a defibrillator, and the fingertip is dispersed with a antibacterial spray. Like that, they have designed a robo nurse. You might be more secure if you are a coma patient, or if you are admitted in a hospital with an accident, you might be in a bed rest for next 3 to 6 months. Then it will be more useful and you feel more comfortable. That's what need. With being more useful, there are so many things different from useful and comfortable. You feel comfortable. You feel more accuracy that I values has been measured in accurate time, because if even if nurse might do some mistakes, instead of writing 56 they might written as 65. Human errors has been possible, but robo won't do this type of activity, right? So next one is e-nose and COVID-19, because electronic sensing or e-sensing technology that have undergone important development from a technological and commercial point of view. Whatever the data should be a sensible one, and all the things has been implemented using a sensor array. And you might read, and you have gone through the subject called pattern recognition, PRNN, and your neural networks. So that the same technology has been implemented in this type of eNose, because when you conduct you need to some detect and recognize the odors and flavors. This is a very much useful project. This can able to sense very well. It can easily able to identify whether this food has this habitat or not, whether the chicken has been added to this type of food or not, whether any egg has been added to this type of cake or not. You are saying it as a eggless cake, but whether egg has been added or not, whether the medicine has added this in these combinations or not. Like that, the sensing and recognizing the odors and flavors has been done with the help of eNose and COVID-19. The stages of the recognition process are similar to human olfaction and are performed for identification, comparison, and quantification, and some other application like data storage and retrieval, because most of the data are stored here and you can able to retrieve, because the storage has 1024 into 1024 size. It contains large memory. So many data can be stored inside this type of electronic sensing devices, and you can able to retrieve that data. And third one is invisible military tank, which is called as a cuttlefish. It is more towards the hidden. You can't able to find where it is right now available. And the fourth one is printing human organs with biomaterials. As I have already told about the CAD software and the 3D printing machine. Nowadays, many of them has been more knowledge on the 3D printing, because human organs with a biomaterial or bioartificial organs plays a vital role. Always there is a secondary opinion. They have started doing the bioartificial organs, and they are going to place it inside your body, and it is doing the functionality. a living tissue has been implemented. The tissue can be worked along with the sorry detection, like that the values place. And whenever you are doing this type of innovation, there should be more accuracy, more precision, speed should be higher, it should be demonstrated by 3D printing, and it should not be able to regenerate and reproduce the medicine brand, because it should not be a reproducible one. You should not do the bio waste with cannot be implemented over here, because it is a 3D organs. You have to be individually produced for the human being. So biomedical engineers have already faced lot of challenges while designing the 3D printing technology, because they can able to recreate in whatever model you needs, whatever things you need. You can able to make the dead cell into a lively cells. You can make to replace the bone fractures. You can able to replace the tissues, like that. So next one is fighting obesity with a drug delivery patch. Most of you in your home, the people like your father, mother, or your brother, or your grandfather, grandmother started asking this type of project, because no peoples is ready to be more fattier. In olden days, they started saying you look like so chubby, but nowadays they started saying you look like so fat. So try to reduce your body. Like that, they started saying. So there is a new patch called as a drug delivery, where it can start working towards a micro needle skin patches, because the anti-obesity drugs can be administered, and it can reduce the side effects. Whatever the patches, it starts burning the calories, it starts converting the white to brown ones, because only white fats can be able to show as a fatty one. So the white fat cells can be converted into a brown ones. Then only it starts burning the energy, it starts burning the calories, it starts burning the fat, like that. So obesity plays a things where the drug delivery patch has been placed inside your body, and over that you can start wearing the dress. It automatically burns the calories, whatever the unneeded things, and it starts reducing your body. So that's the actual size of the patch. What how much your fat size, then according to that you can purchase this type of drug delivery patch and place it in your body. Keeping cool with a bio-engineered clothing. As I have already told about the wearable devices, so many things has been incorporated with the biomedical devices. Once again, kindly stay online. Yeah, sorry. So, keeping cool with a bioengineered clothing. It is a full body suit where you can say it as a wearable jackets or wearable clothes, wearable technologies, because we are usually say this. Because as a human being, nowadays we after COVID, post COVID, we started thinking about our healthy conscious, right? Because whoever feels healthier can able to sustain from the COVID attack. Like that, the common name has been erased, right? Yeah, young generation people can able to sustain. Yeah, strengthen people can able to sustain, yeah, like that they started saying you have to wear the cool and recycle the body waste, because recycling of body waste plays a vital role. There are so many things to be addressed while recycling the body waste. You have to stay at temperature regulated. Your body should be hydrated. How much water you are drinking, with that with that calculation only, the hydration of body, how much urination has been gone, whether the water intake and the urination has been matched or not, like that. So many calculations has been behind that. And the keeping the coolant in the sense how much body temperature is currently, how much it can able to accept, so only you can able to maintain the cooling values. So only this type of wearable devices or wearable jacket has been placed with the help of special polymers and humidity response flap, which enables the fabric to expand when it is hot or not, or it is cold. Like that you have to measure the value. And always your wearable jackets should be a battery operated one. It should not be a power operated one, because a human body cannot be able to accept more than 5 or 12 volt. So you have to give very 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 minimum powers, then only it can able to act. As you have saw the film called Komali, a sweat can affect the power in your whole electronic device, and it may leads to a heart attack. Actually they make it as a funny one, because when the your sweat has been attacked with the power over your circuit, automatically heart attack will come, definitely for you sure. So you have to think over in that way. And next one is brain controlled prosthesis, because your brain gets active as you are much familiar with the BCI, brain control interface. The translating of electrical signals from the brain has to be controlled with the help of the muscle fiber, because what the brain control interface states about, because when there are some mobility, when you are doing some of the measurement, what the brain says, what my physical activity does, if both of the things are matching, then only it can able to decode the electrical signal into the movement. What the movement you plan to do, it can be regenerated from the electrical signal when both gets matched. The electrode arrays has been implanted in the brains, and it recorded the neutral activity, what the things going on, how my arms has been tempted, and what alternate measures to be taken care, how many times it has been stretched, whether the angle of deviation has been correct or not, like that it starts doing. And most important thing is fighting diseases with the nanorobots, because most of the dead cells or the drug delivery system, if any of the cells has been affected, automatically the dead cell will make the lively cells also to be make it as a dead cell. So as a biomedical engineer, we needs to think about how to remove the dead cells from the body before it gets attacked by the living cells, because it should not affect the other living cells. You have before that you have to identify that, and you have to remove the dead cell. So this is can be done with the help of TDDS, which is called as a target drug delivery system. And the medicine is affected through a side effects, and you have to give the variation with the help of nanorobots or microbots like that through a ultrasound and a magnet technology, because most of the this type of technology has been implemented for the case for the affected patients, because they only needs this type of devices. So you have to bring this type of fighting devices to the cancer patients, right? So that's a needy thing. So robot checkups, as I have already told, after 30 to 40 years, the robot will do, except operation, majority of the activities to be taken care by the robots in hospital industry, because as government has passed the order that robots should not do any operation or machine should not do any operation, only man can able to do this type of, because a decision making device can be done only by the human being. So only they have making the statement very clear that the medical centers or medical hospitals, yeah, telemedical applications like that has been done with the help of robot checkups, because so many things like measurement of height and weight, measurement of body mass index, checking the primary values can be operated by the robot itself, and they can measure the values and give the suggestions to the concerned doctors. Electronic aspirin, as I have already told about a implantable variant, because most of the sugar tests, most of the values including the COVID diagnosis kit work with the help of electronic aspirin. The people who suffers from migraine or headache or some other chronic diseases, they take two aspirations and they take the values from this type of diseases. Once again, yeah, sorry. So the electronic aspirin, you need to be more towards the implantable organ, and you need to show what the values can be plotted with the help of your remote devices, something they might given. If you take some sugar value, they will give some of the measured values, before fasting how much, after fasting how much, what is the neutral value. If it goes beyond this, consult with your doctor. If it go below this, consult with your doctor. Like that, the comparison statement is also given to the concerned person. A nanotechnology biosensor is being adapted for a rapid COVID-19 testing, because nowadays the COVID test has been conducted and you are getting a COVID diagnosis kit in your home itself, and you are measuring the value. You started measuring the values, what the COVID values, what the antibody detection system plays, and what the treatment has been diagnosed like that. So coming to the picture, before my dear friends, before going into the final thing, I have already told, improvement, innovation in improvement only makes your innovation a stronger one. If you think a Redmi phone has been established in some 2000 something around 40, they have established, I think so. called as Redmi Note 2 Pro. Even if still they are giving Redmi Note 2 Pro, no one is ready to purchase the older version. There are Note 3 Pro, Note 4 Pro, Note 5 Pro, Note 6 Pro, like that. Note 9 Pro has came, and you are ready to purchase only Note 9 Pro. Because Redmi Note 2 Pro is the innovation, and Redmi Note 9 Pro is the improvement in the innovation. And without improvement, your innovation cannot be a successful one. So only I have told, yeah, innovation is not a single step process. You have to do the innovation regularly, and you have to justify your innovation. Then only society people start purchasing your innovation. So how the Fitbit watch has been came into our society? Is it a directly they have identified the Fitbit watch? No. It is a eighth generation version of a feeble watch. Generation to generation they have changed, and finally they have came into the picture called as a Fitbit watch. Let me go into this type of innovation, how the innovation has been handled and how it has been improved, like that. The first innovation they have designed is called as a narrative clip. Being a narrative clip, in 1977, a scientist called as a Bohr who find out this type of narrative clip, and this is the first device we call this as a camera devices. It is placed in your t-shirt. It starts taking the images. It start recognizing the images whoever you cross. You are riding a bicycle from Avinashilingam University to Gandhipuram. You start capturing the device, whatever it see newly, and you can plug it into your devices, and you can look it what are the images it has recognized, what are the images you needed. If you want to know, at that time 378, one vehicle has crossed me, who hit at the back of my vehicle. I can't able to recognize the number of that vehicle. You started using this type of devices. Then what is the drawback in these devices? There is very low memory. It is a fixed camera, not a movable or rotatable or adjustable camera. So to by overcome this drawback, they find a device called autographer, which is a movable camera. It has a diversified field. It can be located a wider range. More number of images can be stored, like that. And as an additional advantage, a GPS tracker has been placed with this device, so that it started saying this image has been captured in the Gandhipuram flyover. This device has been captured near a PSR Mahal. This device has been captured near Brookfield Araspuram. Like that, they started giving the location where this type of image has been identified. From that, they have done the improvement to their innovation called as a capture. First two devices purely based on as a video or images, like that. So they added a audio to their devices called as a capture, where you can able to record your things whatever you needed. Now you can record a thing called as at 3:50. I have attended this webinar called as so and so faculty name. He is the person in this type of, like that. You started capturing the audio. Instead of writing it in a notepad or something else, you started capturing the audio in your devices. Also, this type of meeting can be automatically recorded with the help of your capture. And next, they have upgraded the innovation called as a Jawbone activity monitor, where the physical activity has been monitored by this type of device called as a Jawbone. What are the physical activity? A vibration motor has been placed, a precision motion sensor has been placed, a sweat-proof sensor has been placed, a water-resistant analyzer has been placed. Like that, the modification of the theme and modification of the values always plays a vital. From this, they started identifying a device called as a Fitbit, which is called as a fitness tracker, where some of the electrode has been placed and it starts giving the value. So this is the first innovation called as a Fitbit watch. From there, how they have done the improvement, and finally they have designed the final version of a called as a Fitbit watch. And the second innovation that leads to an improvement is called as a emotive. It is a brain activity tracker. What the brain says, what our mind says, whether both are matching or not. What the mind says is our physical activity. What the brain says is our internal body adjustment. So you have to listen to both the things. Then only you can able to take the decision. How the activity monitor has been designed, what are the number of activities has to be generated in this type of emotive. So they have modified the version which should not be visible to others, because this type of device is visible to others and everyone start asking, it is a EEG signal and these are the five waveforms called as a PQRS, like that. And they have redesigned this type of device called as a Muse, which is acted as a brain monitor. You can wear it as a like a neck band, where the activity same process has been carried out here. And they have modified this version also called as a home signal, which is called as a smart shirt wearable devices, where it measured all types of human body values, and they are providing the innovative measures to this type of smart shirt. Because nowadays most of the cricket players are wearing this type of devices and saying, I have cleared the fitness test, which is called as a yo-yo test. Hope everyone clear during the IPL session, because so many players can't able to clear the yo-yo test. Based on the result of yo-yo test only, nowadays the selection of players in the main 15 has been identified and addressed. So from that, not only for the body, they started doing the smart socks and placed it in the angle measurement and placed in the how much pressures they are releasing during that time. Like that, they started doing, which is called as a smart socks. And from that, they started doing a foot logger, a shoe soles for a fitness tracking. How much pressure you are giving, what is the position you have placed, how much angle of deviation you are measuring. Like that, they started doing their foot logger. So this is how they have improved, starting from emotive to Muse to home signal to smart socks to foot logger, like that. So this type of devices has been tremendously doing their improvement to make their innovation stronger, to make their innovation a healthier one, to make their innovation a sustainable one. So that's what the improvement usually deals about. Then only you can able to sustain in the society. Apart from that, you can't able to sustain. Apart from that, you can't able to match the values, how it handles, how it generates, how it provides value, how it ensures the value, how much accuracy it's giving, like that. Apart from this type of innovation, I would like to share a few innovation which I have identified during my uh, working environment. In 2015, we started doing a literature survey, which is called as a endoscopy. Why all people are using endoscopy? What is the alternate medicine for a endoscopy? On that time, we designed a device called a capsule-based endoscopy, capsule-based gastric rhythm analyzer, where a gastric rhythm analyzer, you started using a capsule. With the help of capsule, it is comprised of microprocessor devices. It is comprised of electronic devices called as a camera. All these items are fitted inside the body. It is starts he starts swallowing the capsule, and it gives the exact data, what is the delivery system happen, how it going to act, like that. On that time, we designed a capsule based into a gastric rhythm analyzer, and we This project is funded by a DST for worth of 25 lakhs. And finally, this same project has been completed and patented in the government agency. After that, in 2018, we started doing a medical equipment, how the medical equipment can be calibrated, what are the consultancy work can be generated with the help of medical equipment. As a technician, we are doing so many medical equipment, how it is calibrated, what are the values it is generated. The part of calibration can be done in future days also. So you have to develop your own idea, you have to develop your own skills, and whenever there is a need, you have to go there and make the idea a representable one. So in the year of recently, in the year of 2021, one of my neighbor has been affected with the help of lung cancer and a meta phases. Hope your faculty has been known what the project is about, because they started doing their lung cancer detection. This is funded by a AICT, which is worth of 26 lakhs. AICT has given the revenue to complete your project on time, because usually they give 3 years of time, and you have to measure the values, you have to measure the calculation, and it should be more accurate, and it should be more reliable to the current society. That's a more important thing. uh, you might think, why baby warmer has been inclined in the position of left to right, why not up to down? So you have to think, you have to be more innovative. Why there is a sitting wheelchair, why not there is a standing wheelchair? I got a grant for that, a standing wheelchair, where a patient can able to sit and also can able to sleep in a complete 180-degree position in the same standing wheelchair. Like that, the innovation starts. Like that, the innovation molds. We have designed a medibin called as a medical dustbin, where the cottons, medicines, fabricated items has been burnt over here itself. The waste has been collected by the third party vendors and disposed without affecting any human beings. That's more important thing nowadays. And next thing is, you need to be more accurate to your mechanism, more accurate to your system. You needs to be more reliable to your process mechanism. So that's what I need to discuss about. There are so many research issues, there are so many innovations in healthcare industry, and I am here to support you in whatever needs you require. It might be your PhD, or it might be your prototype designing, or it might be a funded project, or it might be a collaborative project, or it might be a research publication. I am here to support you, because whenever you feel, as I have already told, there are so many hesitations for you, that you can't able to produce how the society will be. So this is the issues you are facing, right? Who is the mentor to motivate you? How can I go? You might be stuck up in some process. So who is the person behind you to push you to the next level? Who is the how can I apply for a funding agency? Is it a necessity one? What are the other funding resources available? Government has recently released a sanction order. Yeah, in your name, you call it as a government order. GO has been passed. 68% of the funding has been utilized for the purpose of healthcare industry, because the innovations in healthcare industry has received 68% of the entire financial year amount. That's a very, very, very huge amount they have supported for a healthcare industry, and we are the human being, and we need to be work towards the healthcare industry. So that's it. That's what I need to discuss about. That's what I need to project, what the healthcare issues, what the research issues, how the innovation should be. Like that, things goes on. So I would like to thank the opportunity given by the management and concerned faculty members, and so many known faculty members are here. who might be organizers, uh, and special thanks to Sijita ma'am for organizing this event. So another 10 minutes is there, as we need to be discussed. You might be have some questions to be addressed. So I make the forum open to the participants. If you have any queries, you can ask them now. I am ready here to address your queries, or you can ask some suggestions like that. So the forum is open to yours. If you have any queries, you can post it in chat box, or you can ask it directly.
Participants, kindly ask your queries. You can unmute and ask your queries, or you can chat in the chat box.
Yeah, thank you, Aruna ma'am. So hope you need my guidance in any sort of thing. You can contact me anytime. And now only I am seeing the participant list. So many known faculties are here. And thanks to all the people. Hope I didn't bored you during the after a heavy meals you might have. And so many known faculties are there. Mamta ma'am is here. Maithili ma'am is here. Nice to see you, all peoples. So you can contact me anytime for any sort of help. So hope if you have anything or any queries you can ask me directly at any time. I am here to support you. So once again, thank you all for attending my session during this online session. Thanks to all the participants, and special thanks to Avinashilingam University for providing the opportunity. And thanks to HOD ma'am, Judith ma'am, and Vanika Mani ma'am, and Sudhita ma'am for organizing this event. And thanks to other fellow members of faculty of Mamta ma'am and Maithili ma'am from PSNA College.
Sir, thank you, sir. Sir, if there is any queries, we will contact through your mail, sir.
Yes, sure.
Sir, can we conclude the session?
Yeah, sure. Ma'am.
A heartfelt thanks for your valuable presentation on environmental sustainability and research ethics. It really enriched our students' knowledge. Especially thanks for your great support, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Participants, kindly fill the feedback link in the chat.